buenas noches, and welcome to Blanco y Negro en Color. I'm Bianca Beltran, reporter for KMBC 9 News, and I will be your MC tonight. The program will begin soon, so be sure to check out our silent auction and raffle for a chance to win a trip to Mexico. Now, for those of you who have joined us, grab a drink and a bite to eat and get ready for the program. Here's Jesse Pedraza with a specialty cocktail brought to you by Beam Suntory and Hornitos Plata Tequila.
Hey everyone, it's Jesse Pedraza, board member of the Guadalupe Centers. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors that have been supportive of our efforts this year, and I want to send a special thanks to Beam Suntory and Hornitos Plata Tequila, who are helping us celebrate in a very special way this year with our signature cocktail. Now, as promised, I'm going to show you how to make the tequila sunrise. First, I like to try the product. Oh, nice. Very good. Now, second, you want to start with 2 ounces of Blanco tequila. Three-fourths ounce of Grand Marnier. And a 1/2 ounce of blue carousel. Now, you're gonna squeeze a lemon to your liking into the shaker. Now, before you shake, I want you to remember, the base of this drink is the raspberry syrup. You wanna pour that into your ice-filled glass and then shake your ingredients until chilled. Then, simply pour in your glass. Don't forget your garnish of raspberries and a lemon twist, and drink. And that's how you make the tequila sunrise. Cheers, and thank you for your support. First, I like to taste the product. That's really smooth. First, I like to taste. How many takes have we done? This is good tequila. This is seriously like the 7th take, you guys. Is it hot in here? We should have filled that with water. We didn't think this through, you guys. First, I like to taste the tequila, or the product. Yeah. Cut. Cut.
Thanks, Jesse. That drink looks delicioso. Next, I'd like to introduce Mariachi Estrella, who will be providing some entertainment as we enjoy these tequila margaritas.
Qué callaron. De mi mano sin fuerza cayó mi copa sin darme cuenta. Ella quiso quedarse cuando vio mi tristeza, pero ya estaba escrito que aquella noche perdiera su amor.
Ay, qué laureles tan verdes, qué rosas tan encendidas. Si piensas abandonarme, mejor quítame la vida. Alza los ojos al verme si no estás comprometido. Eres mata de algodón que vives en el capullo. Ay, qué tristeza me da cuando te llenas de orgullo ver a mi corazón enredado con el tuyo. Eres mata de Castilla, que solo en mayo se ve. Quisiera hacerte un envite, pero la verdad no sé si tienes quien te lo evite. Mejor me separaré. Por ahí va la despedida, chinito, por tus quereres. La perdición de los hombres son las benditas mujeres, y aquí se acaban cantando los versos de los laureles.
Hablando de mujeres y traiciones, se fueron consumiendo las botellas. Pidieron que cantara mis canciones y yo canté unas dos en contra de ellas. De pronto que se acerca un caballero, su pelo ya pintaba algunas canas. Me dijo, le suplico compañero, que no hable en mi presencia de las damas. Le dije que nosotros simplemente hablamos de lo mal que nos
Good evening, and thank you for joining us for this year's Blanco y Negro en Color. We kindly interrupt the program to make a special announcement. On behalf of the Guadalupe Centers Board of Directors, we want to welcome the new Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Jose Beto Lopez. Beto graciously stepped in as the interim CEO late in 2020, and not only has he steered the ship and kept the center on track, he has in many ways advanced the center. 2021 has been a long year, as we all know.
Beto's leadership as an interim CEO has been instrumental as our school has pursued the renewal of the charter. Anyone who knows Beto knows what a person of integrity he is and how connected he is to our community, and in particular, the Latino community of Kansas City. We are excited to welcome him as the new CEO for Guadalupe Centers. He was selected after a national search, and he was selected because we believe in him, and most importantly, we believe in his vision for the Guadalupe Centers. Stay tuned for great things at the center in the future as we move back to being a leader in our community and advancing the needs and standing of the Latino members of our community.
Thank you, Steve, Tony, and the Guadalupe Centers Board of Directors for this amazing opportunity. I am humbled and honored to be part of such a wonderful organization. This year brought challenges and also many opportunities, from delivering meals to families and seniors to virtual education for our schools. As much as we wanted to be in the same room tonight, we're just as excited to celebrate the Guadalupe Centers with all of you virtually. We appreciate your support now more than ever. Thank you all for being with us here tonight.
Muchas gracias, Beto. We appreciate your support and commitment to Guadalupe Centers. We would also like to give a special shout out to this year's sponsors. Thank you. We couldn't do what we do without you. Now, before we start the program, don't forget to browse our event page. We have special event offers available for purchase. Also, enter our raffle for a chance to win a 7-night stay in Mexico. And be sure to visit our virtual silent auction, which will be open throughout the event tonight. We have nearly 100 unique items to bid on. The auction and raffle will close at the end of the event. Now check out one of our featured silent auction items now with local artist Vania Soto. She is creating a colorful, one-of-a-kind painting as we speak.
Hi, I'm artist Vania Soto, and I hope you like this year's painting. I did something a little bit different to match with the theme, and I hope you guys enjoy the time lapse.
Tune in at the end of the program and we will unveil the finished masterpiece. And don't forget to place your bid. Now, this year has been one for the books. While so many have been impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic, Guadalupe Centers has remained steadfast in providing the critical support to its clients and the community. Here's a glimpse.
Guadalupe Centers organization and employees have gone above and beyond with respect to providing needed services, truly safety net services that have had an added lining of hope for those who have been so negatively impacted by this pandemic.
We have implemented many mitigation strategies and procedures and protocols to keep our students and staff safe. We have actually outlined a lot of those in our Safe School Return Plan, which is posted on our website. We actually did a survey of our high school students, and we had 270 respondents, and nearly 48% of them had received the vaccine, so that came out to about 130 of the 270 respondents. But we also asked the question, what are the reasons why you would not get the vaccine? And 31% of those said that it's fear, they just don't trust the vaccine, and another 14% said that their parents did not want them to get the vaccine. So we still have some work to do to get the word out to our families, and we plan on doing that.
I think Guadalupe Centers was approached by many of the hospital entities that had access to the actual testing and then later on the vaccinations, because they were aware that Guadalupe Center has a trusting relationship with the community, and so they were really counting on us to help reach out and recruit folks and make them aware that these resources were available and that we would support them in getting to those testing sites and those vaccination clinics. That was especially true in our seniors program, and we were able to provide many clinics in partnership with various health entities.
We were partnered with University Health, Heart to Heart International, KC Care, to provide these vaccination events for people to come to us rather than a hospital or a CVS or Walgreens where they're not familiar with anyone or that place even.
So during our first clinic at the middle school, we did have 40 of our students who got the vaccine. At the high school clinic, we got another 85 students that were vaccinated at that time. And then we also shared information about other clinics happening around the city. And as I mentioned earlier from our survey, just at the high school, we were up to 130 of our students who had received the vaccine at that time.
And that really, I think helped vaccination rates, at least in our neighborhood, go up a little bit, because we were able to establish trust between us and the community to say, hey, we are having a vaccination at the Guadalupe Centers. We're having a vaccination event at our elementary school. And parents were like, oh, well, yeah, we know. That's more comfortable for me.
We've really learned that our families have some additional needs, and one is the digital literacy that families need to help support their students with respect to the virtual learning. So we're looking at doing a couple of projects to help parents, especially projects that include bilingual tutors to help our Spanish-speaking parents and families so that they too can increase their skill set with respect to the virtual learning. Guadalupe Centers is truly committed to its mission, and this has been evident during the pandemic, and as far as being there to assist families in improving the quality of life, because somos familia, so we are in this together and we will get through this together.
At University Health, we have continued to see some challenges that face the Hispanic community during this pandemic and getting access to the vaccine. First, it's language alone. We and our team at University Health speak 5 languages, and Spanish being one of our first languages, and we have 3 people on our team to be able to provide all education in Spanish, so that way it's in their language. They're able to trust what we're saying, that we're providing the right education, and so that we are able to debunk those myths in the community that they're hearing from social media or from just word of mouth. And so I definitely have seen the language trust make it easier for them to get the vaccine, but then your other barriers such as transportation and the fear. We have a lot of Hispanics that we still have that are afraid of coming out and giving us their personal information because they're afraid of retaliation. We have always provided testing and vaccines in the community, and regardless of your ability to provide identification, we want to make sure that everybody is provided this vaccine regardless of documentation, where you're from, or what language you speak. And so we do still find those barriers, but transportation is also another one because not a lot of people have access to their own vehicle, or they're at work during times where we're holding or hosting clinics. So we have made sure to provide these vaccine clinics in the evenings and on weekends, so that way we are within walking distance and we're not interrupting their work weeks, or they're not losing money because they're having to take off to come out and get the vaccine.
Thank you all for everything you do for GCI. This year has brought so many changes, but despite the uncertainties, Guadalupe Centers wanted to ensure that our youth's education was not neglected. GCI's annual scholarship awards remained a priority. The Tony Aguirre Scholarship provides financial assistance to students pursuing a private high school education in the Kansas City, Missouri area and who are engaged with Guadalupe Centers as a participant or volunteer. The second scholarship is the Gilbert Guerrero Award. The Gilbert Guerrero Scholarship provides financial assistance to graduating and former Guadalupe Centers high school students attending college. Please join me in recognizing this year's Tony Aguirre and Gilbert Guerrero Scholarship Award recipients. This year's Tony Aguirre Scholarship winners: Julian Ariza, a sophomore at Bishop Miege, sees himself going to college in the next 5 years. Giselle Araiza, a freshman at Bishop Miege, dreams of being someone who makes a difference, like a congresswoman. Jordan Ortiz, a freshman at Bishop Miege, has been a part of Guadalupe Centers for most of his life, including participating in summer school and after-school programs. Ryan Ortiz, a sophomore at Bishop Miege, credits his community for teaching him to always work hard and do his best. This year's Gilbert Guerrero Scholarship winners are Vanessa Aguayo, attending College of St. Mary in Omaha, Nebraska. Nayeli Posada, attending Metropolitan Community College in Kansas City. She's attending college to become a nurse. Angelica Casaren Maldonado has aspirations to take over her father's construction business and plans to get a degree in architecture. Eleni Montez is currently attending Metropolitan Community College in Kansas City and has dreams of owning her own business while giving back to the community by helping those in need. And last is Victoria Soto, aspires to be a writer to help inspire other people through her stories. What an exceptional group of students. Congratulations to this year's scholarship recipients, and good luck to you as you continue your educational journey. Someone who had a great impact on GCI and the Kansas City community was Lali Garcia. We lost her earlier this year, and tonight we would like to take a few minutes to remember Miss Lali Garcia.
So I met Lali Garcia 4 years ago at the Guadalupe Centers. She would say that she was a volunteer at the senior program, which kind of showed the sense of humor that she had. I remember one of the first times I met her, she had just bought a brand new car. And I looked at her and I kind of told her she's crazy for buying a car at 90 years old. And she laughed and said that she wouldn't have to worry about paying it off anyways. Lali impacted me both personally and professionally. Professionally, she taught me that no matter how big or small I felt in a room, to always use my voice and that it mattered. And personally, she reminded me that the most important things in life are family, friends, faith, and the relationship that you have with all three. She truly was an amazing person inside and out.
Lali Garcia was a friend, and I'm not talking about a political friend, I'm talking about a friend. When I was elected mayor, the first person I appointed to the Port Authority, because we wanted to design a park that would later become the Richard L. Berkeley Riverfront Park, was Lali Garcia. She was a little reluctant. She said, I don't know anything about rivers and I don't know anything about development on the river. But she said, will you please find someone else if you can get someone who knows more? And I said, nope, I want you. And one of the reasons I wanted Lali, and I thank God that she accepted, was because of her long history in this community, not just in the Hispanic community, but her shadow falls over this entire community. So when Lali died earlier this year, it was devastating, not only to her family, but to me and thousands of people who live in this community and whose life was touched by Lali Garcia.
Thank you all for such kind and thoughtful words about my mother, Lali Garcia. I take comfort in knowing that my mother's memory will live on through her family, friends, and her community. Tonight, in honor of her and on behalf of the family, Rafaela Lali Garcia, we proudly announce the Lali Garcia Scholarship Fund through Guadalupe Centers. Thank you to the Guadalupe Centers and all of you for helping to keep my mom's legacy alive. Growing up, my mother was always active and involved in all activities at the center. She was especially interested in the children and the senior citizens, both close to her heart. This scholarship in her name is a fitting tribute to her memory, and our family is so proud of her. I know she's smiling on us now.
Thank you all for your support tonight. If you can, please donate. And don't forget to purchase raffle tickets and bid on some fantastic auction items. These offers will only be available to bid on until 9 o'clock tonight. Now, before we continue with our program, we would like to check in on Vania Soto and see how her live painting is coming along. What a beautiful painting. I can imagine this in my home, so bid quick before I beat you all to it. And remember, bidding is live right now. As we look back on this year, we would like to share with you some stories that made this year a little more special and show the impact that GCI has on the community.
Bueno, estoy aquí porque quiero compartirles mi historia. En diciembre 25, para amanecer diciembre 26, pues lamentablemente a mí me acaban de dar una noticia que mi mamá había fallecido de COVID. Y pues me quedé triste pensando, sino que pues de repente bajó mi esposo gritando, Carla, Carla, la casa se está quemando, que hasta me quedé, estará bromeando, pero ya de repente que yo me asomé, miré que estaba mucho humo y él gritaba y gritaba y me decía, sácalando, tengo el niño, él padece de asma y epilepsia, y me decía, sácalando, sácalando, y yo le gritaba, saca a los perritos, se van a quemar. Y decía él, salte, salte. Y pues agarré a mi niño, a Orlando, y me salí para afuera y yo le gritaba a él, salte tú, salte. Y él quería salvar a los perritos, agarrar su dinero cash porque apenas había cobrado. Y pues no dio oportunidad. Él salió, salimos afuera y yo le hablaba a los bomberos. Ellos me decían que les explicara más y yo les decía que no podía explicarles, que yo lo que quería era que llegaran porque pues no era una persona humana que estaba dentro, pero eran unos animalitos y que pues yo no quería que se quemaran. Y pues sí llegaron y mi esposo agarraba una escalera, quería abrir una ventana para sacarlo, sacar su efectivo y no, lo aventó de un solo, corría a la otra desesperado. Pues lamentablemente pues ese día perdimos todo, como nos quedamos con lo que andábamos puestos, la ropa que andábamos, era un día muy frío, muy frío. Él salió en chores, sin camisa y pues yo como con una pijama, Orlando también. Él decía, mami, mira, salvé un regalo, me decía, porque había pasado Christmas. Le digo, mira qué bien, hijo. Y pues como a los 40 minutos sacaron uno de los perritos. Me dijo, lamentablemente la otra perrita ya no, me dijo, solo sacaron uno. Ellos se lo llevaron. Tuvo 3 meses el internado para sobrevivir. Pues ese día nosotros no sabíamos qué hacer, nunca habíamos pasado por algo así. Tenía la atención de que me habían avisado que mi mamá había muerto, mirando mi casa quemada, perdido todo. Y pues los bomberos nos dijeron que esa noche nos podían poner en un hotel y que nos iban a estar hablando y todo. Y sí, sino que pues nos agarró el fin de semana, era sábado, domingo. Y dije yo le voy a hablar a Cristina, dije, porque ella siempre, para que cuando he tenido así que no tengo para un bill o algo de la comida, ella siempre ha estado ahí, me ha ayudado mucho. Y yo le hablé a ella y le comenté lo que nos había pasado.
I met Carla and her family about 3 years ago, and last January of 2020, they had a house fire that they lost everything. They had just purchased it. They had paid it off. And in that time, with paperwork and all that stuff, didn't have insurance. So they lost everything. Devastating. And didn't know what to do, so they went and found another home. So we were able to pay the security deposit, first month's rent, help out with all the utility bills that had, built up those couple of months while they were staying somewhere else in the interim, helped out with food. I can't even imagine losing everything. You're losing medication, you're losing pictures, you're just losing everything that makes you comfortable. You do as much as you can, and when they come to you, they're grieving because they've lost family members, but then at least we can help them out monetarily and let them know where to go. I think that's the best part about the family support program, is that we connect them with the services in the community. And we just connect the dots, and then they've got a lot more help, and instead of them just going anywhere and it being a lot more expensive, or it's not in their language, and just a lot of experience over the years, I think, that we can offer.
Estoy muy, muy agradecida con la escuela de Guadalupe Centers y con Miss Cristina, porque ella me colocó en una casa. Nosotros no teníamos dónde vivir, no teníamos ropa, no teníamos comida, no teníamos nada. Sin ellos no estuviera donde estoy.
We want to thank you again for being with us tonight, for donating, for your support, and while we all can't be together in person, I'm so grateful we could come together virtually to support the Guadalupe Centers.
Good evening. My name is Paul Rojas, Board Chairman, Guadalupe Centers, Inc. In behalf of the entire board, its professional staff that we have, and all our employees, and especially all the people that we serve throughout the Kansas City area, I wish to thank you for your participation in this year's Blanco y Negro en Color. Unfortunately, we were unable to have it as a unit in the hall because of the pandemic, as you well know, has taken its toll upon us also. So again, I wish to thank you for your continued help now and into the future.
Thank you, Paul. As the event is coming to a close, I wanted to remind you to get those last bids in on the silent auction before we close it at 9. And again, thank you all for joining and supporting GCI tonight. We are so grateful. Stay safe and well. Mil gracias. Now let's close it out with one more song from Mariachi Estrella KC.
México.